Welcome to 549 Media. The lights are on, the crowd is loud, and the stage is set for tonight's action. From the opening whistle to the final buzzer, we bring you every drive, every shot, every play that makes the difference. This is where passion meets performance and every moment counts. Grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy your hometown Yellow Jackets because the game starts now.
Welcome back here at the Hive. This is Jesse Hine here alongside Trevor Seaman as we gear up for the semifinals of the 8 AA Section Wrestling Tournament Championships here. What a day it's been so far. We're all down to one building. It's been a wild afternoon for the technology world of setting up 4 mats and now going down to 2. But here on mat 2, we're going to have the number 2 seed, Dilworth Glendon Felton Rebels, against the number 3 seed, the Minnewaska Area Lakers. Both these teams have cruised so far. DGF maybe with a little bit of excitement I heard over in the other gym, but a good duel and ahead of us here nonetheless, Trev.
Yeah, I was just over there working on the Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchus, Minnewaska area duel that was happening, and you know, this Minnewaska area club, they got some kids that can wrestle. They were mixing up with their weights a little bit, probably trying to hopefully after they jumped up quick. It was I think it was almost 25-6 right off the bat, and then I think they started kind of playing with their matchups and their weights a little bit. Probably saw a little bit of the writing on the wall, getting ready for DGF now. It's going to be a good match. This Minnewaska area club, though, they got some kids that can wrestle. They got a number of state-ranked wrestlers as well. So it should be a fun one, this 2-3 matchup between the two teams.
Yeah, they're saying clear the mats here, so we're going to get rolling here pretty quickly. We will do our best with names as our main man Bruce on the PA tonight gives us who's wrestling, along with USA bracketing over here. We'll do our best with names, and this time of the year, section tournament, there's always some alternates and some moves jockeying around the lineups. So we'll do our best to bring you who's out there, and we're looking forward to a good one tonight from the DGF Rebels and the Minnewaska Lakers. We'll step away here quickly on the 549 Media Network.
I'm Jen Hendrickson with United Community Bank.
Jacket Pride isn't something we take lightly. We support the teachers and support staff that help teach our children every day. We support local perm athletes with our Battle of the Bees sponsorship nights. And every year we award 4 scholarships to perm seniors. Yellow Jackets are my team, and United Community Bank is my bank.
Looking for a job that's anything but ordinary? At Kenny's Candy and Confections, we make work sweet. From popcorn poppers to licorice cooks, our team creates fun treats that people love to share. Here, you'll find great benefits, chances to learn new skills, and a workplace full of energy, creativity, and smiles. Because at Kenny's, making snacks is seriously fun. Kenny's Candy and Confections. Apply today.
KLN Family Brands.
At Hilltop Lumber, we're not just about building materials. We're about building relationships. We're honored to be recognized for our excellence in our industry, but the greatest reward? It's the trust we built with our customers. It's not just about providing quality materials, it's about building strong relationships. We're proud to be a part of the communities we serve, working with you to bring your vision to life. Because at Hilltop Lumber, success is measured by the partnerships we create and the homes, businesses, and dreams we help build together. Hilltop Lumber, where we help plan, supply, and deliver dreams.
Central Market, the fresh place in Perham and Detroit Lakes, offering the freshest meat, produce, bakery, and deli products possible with great value for your money. A visit to Central Market is a journey into freshness. You'll always be able to find a wide variety of items that will result in the perfect meal for your family and friends. Begin with their meat department, and whether it's succulent fruit and vegetables, fresh baked specialties from their bakery, or the convenience of fresh deli selections, Central Market is the fresh place for your family. Go Yellow Jackets.
Welcome back here to the Hive. Jesse Hine here along with Trevor Seaman, gearing up for the the magical flip as we get to the semifinal action. The flip, for some of you new folks who may not be super accustomed to wrestling, this just represents who gets to show their wrestler first between the odd and the even matches. You can see we have 2 referees per mat. You'll have a lead official and a trail official for this round, which is awesome. Yeah, I think you're going to see some great matchups. You're going to see some high-level section implications that could carry over into next week for the individual portion of the tournament. And as a fan, I just love this semifinal round. Obviously, the finals are the one everybody remembers, but to me, a lot of times you see the best matches in these semifinals, Trev.
And the top 4 seeds made it for Section 8 2A, so I think going into it, there was a little bit of a question kind of who was kind of jockeying where. But we got the top 4 seeds all making it here for the Final Four. The DGF squad, they got a number of talented wrestlers. Minnewaska, kind of a little bit newer to the area, newer to this Section 8 2A. So not quite as much familiarity with them as a program and as a group. So it'll be kind of fun to see some different matchups here and some different kids wrestling that maybe haven't seen each other as much during the regular season now that we're in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt. I know doing some research on the Minnewaska squad was a little tougher. Just you don't see them as often. We've seen the Rebels in our gym a few times this year between our triangular with them and United Clay Becker, along with the Heart of Lakes tournament, where the Rebels had a great Heart of Lakes tournament as well. And looking back, it's a little deja vu for me, Trev, because last year, sitting between 2 mats, it was these 4 teams wrestling each other for a chance at a section championship. And here we go right away at 107 pounds for Minnewaska area. We have Grady Broughton, a 25-9 sophomore. He'll take on Emmett Ketterling, a 21-9 8th grader for the Dilworth Glendon Rebel Felton. Oh boy, I messed that up. Dilworth Glendon Felton Rebels. I'll work on that as the night goes on.
Broughton had no issues in the first match he had last time against the road crew. He won 6-0 right off the bat. Got a pin within about a minute of his match. So he had a little success already today. Looks like he's had some success right now. He's on top.
Yeah, he's working that front head a little bit. Ketterling trying to hold on. He's going to work his way back to a single leg. Looks like Broughton doing a good job in that shin wizard position. But Ketterling kind of working his way back, trying to elevate that leg. And referee is going to call potentially dangerous, and we're going back to our feet with 1:05 left in the first period.
Broughton, he worked quick in that first match earlier today. He worked quick. He tried to get up on right away. He had no issue. So a little bit of work in here right away off the mat as they get going.
Yeah, you can see Ketterling with a dive under there, but Broughton doing a good job splitting the legs. He's going to work his way over here. If he can step over.
Just has to work his way back over.
Ketterling doing a good job keeping his hands locked on that ankle. I don't know if my knees can bend that way, Trev. I might be laying down there for a while.
Watching these kids rolling around and the positions they get themselves caught in to prevent themselves from getting pinned or worse, I don't think I could move at all like that anymore.
Yeah, especially these 107-pounders. They're so wiry and athletic. And Ketterling with another dive under single leg. He had 2 hands to that leg. Now he's trying to work his way out the back door. Broughton doing a good job keeping those hips flat. Now he's going to go over the top and maybe try to kick out backwards.
We'll see if he can get up here.
Yeah, Davey Colson.
He's only got a few seconds to get a point if he can get up here.
You can see the DGF staff telling him, get your head high. High head in the scramble usually wins, but the clock is out.
We'll see what happens here. They can't give any points there. It was out for about 12 seconds.
Towel tapper must be grabbing a bag of popcorn quick or something.
He was too busy watching the match, too. I don't blame him.
Really good action in the period. They're going to wave everything off, and we go to the second period tied 0-0 at our 107-pound match here.
Good action right away, right off the bat. We'll see who chooses where.
I couldn't tell, but I would think Broughton chose down if I were a betting man.
Broughton will go down. Ketterling will stay on top. We'll see if Broughton get up, get out, get a quick point, take the lead.
Really nice job exploding off the bottom, putting his weight back into Ketterling and ultimately getting that reversal to take a 2-0 lead.
And now he can get a little bit of time on top.
He's going to throw some boots in right away. That's usually not great news for the guy on bottom.
It was a nice reversal the way he was able to flip that, and he was right on top right away. Kind of didn't allow Ketterling to move at all to kind of set up for a counter.
No doubt, and you can see Broughton still going to work here. Ketterling doing everything he can to get to his base. A lot of pressure forward. This takes a lot out of a bottom wrestler. Looks like Broughton kind of going for a possible cradle attempt on the opposite side. He's going to throw a leg in and dive for it, but Ketterling does a good job staying big.
Ketterling's doing a great job keeping that big base underneath him. He's not allowing Broughton to flip him or turn him any way, keeping those legs wide, that big base.
Yeah, it's so important at this 107-pound weight class to get things going for your team and come out and be a spark plug. I know we've talked about it a lot this year, just the importance of starting with a victory, especially when you're in a highly contested match like Minnewaska and DGF here. Broughton with enough. Sorry to interrupt you, Trev.
No, that's what Minnewaska did last match. They jumped out big. They were kind of able to survive some of those middle weights, and then they kind of poured it on there, those last couple of the heavyweight and the 215.
For sure, and you can see Broughton, again, putting a lot of pressure on top. There's a stall warning on Ketterling. We're down under 25 seconds here in the second period. Ketterling's got to try to throw that leg over his back. It's easier said than done.
Ketterling kind of feels like he's just trying to ride this one out and just try to get a break here.
We're down under 10. It looks like, late attempt by Broughton to try to get some near fall points, and it doesn't look like Ketterling's going to allow it, and we're going to round off the second period here with Broughton up 2-0.
Good match so far at 107. Just that one reversal, that's all it was. Right off the bat, they'll start up now to start the third period.
Yep, Ketterling says, I think that's enough of being underneath Mr. Broughton. A dive under single attempt. This will be his third time to that dive under single. He's in a good spot here like he was earlier in the mat. He's got to try to elevate that leg, see if he can work it to his feet. Coach is saying try to limp arm out of there. Again, a hard whizzer by Broughton. It's easier to say than do sometimes.
Broughton's done a really nice job, though, when Ketterling gets that shot in there, Broughton just kind of slows everything down and is trying to make Ketterling make the move.
Yeah, Ketterling missed that near leg and caught the far leg, but now Broughton in a spot where he's putting a lot of pressure on Ketterling, but Ketterling's working his way out the back. He's now gone reverse grip on that ankle. If he can elevate here, you can see his coach is saying reach behind.
He's got to get up. He's got to get those hips, and they're gonna call them both up.
A lot of attempts here. Ketterling knows he's got to go get one with the new three-point takedown in the last couple years, but there's a nice, quick single leg off the whistle by Broughton to.
It almost looked like they were kind of setting that up. They were kind of letting Ketterling get his shots in there. They knew Ketterling was going to try to take a second to shoot, and Broughton right out of the whistle got in there and got his three-point takedown with 45 seconds left. There's not a lot of time now. Ketterling's going to have to start making some moves here.
Yeah, and if you're Broughton, you might be thinking, hey, some near fall points here gets me to a major decision. Gets one extra team point. There's a second stall call against Ketterling on the bottom, so that's going to make it 6-0.
And any extra points are big for these section matches, especially as we start moving into those higher weights. That's where the DGF Rebels really have some talented wrestlers.
Absolutely, and we are under 15 seconds here. Broughton tried to dig an arm bar and run it over, and he's now pulled it back a little bit, but Ketterling working it forward. Another stall call is going to make it 7-0, and that's going to be it. That'll be Grady Broughton is going to get Minnewaska on the board with a 7-0 decision over Emmett Ketterling.
Nice win there by the Lakers, taking the first match.
You're going to hear a lot of hooting and hollering on both sides of the gym. Each match so meaningful. A lot of history between these four clubs, and
Well, when I got here, there was no parking available anywhere. I did a few laps around the parking lot. It's a full gym, and I would imagine as we get further and further, the gym's going to fill up as with more and more people kind of as work is ending, and the Yellow Jackets on mat number 2.
Absolutely, and we're waiting to hear Bruce give us the next wrestlers here. Here I have it on USA Bracketing. It's for Minnewaska Area. We have Shane Tim, a 21-12 freshman, taking on Caleb Cosen, a 32-1 senior for DGF. Those of you who have hung around some Perm broadcasts before have heard this Cosen name for a long time. He's been a state finalist. He's been in the finals of about every tournament you could imagine. And he's been a hammer for this Rebels lineup for a long time.
Number 2 ranked wrestler in the state at 2A. Just a talented wrestler. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, you're going to see.
He's going right off the bat. He's not wasting any time.
Yep, you're going to see a lot of chain wrestling here, Trev, going from your feet right into something on the mat. Just not allowing his opponent to breathe here, and he knows what his team needs. There's 4 points. Near fall for Mr. Cosen, so he'll take a 7-0 lead.
45 seconds left in the period.
He's just, I think you could describe it as suffocating on top. He just, a lot of pressure forward. You see constant pressure.
Tim, just a freshman. I'm not sure how many times he's faced a senior like this. Cosen, he's not giving him any room to breathe underneath there.
Yeah, and just seeing the senior level wrestler at this lower weight doesn't always happen, but
No,
when you do,
doesn't.
they're oftentimes a hammer for sure. We're down under 15 seconds here in the first period. Cosen looking content to ride the period out here on top.
And like you were saying, this is a lot of work here for Tim to keep. Tim's been active underneath, trying to get out from underneath there. That's a lot of energy he spent in that first period.
Looks like choice is going to go to Tim. He'll defer. Cosen says we're going to go on our feet here. Cosen with a 7-0 lead after that first period takedown near fall.
We'll see how quick Cosen, he got to work right away in that period. We'll see how quick he gets to work here in this second period.
The thing that really impresses me, well, there's a lot of things about Cosen, but he switches his stance so much. His lead leg is different. You can see he shoots both legs. He's off to a far side single this time. Tim doing a nice job getting his hips down, starting to work on that grip, but the strength of Cosen, you're going to see him run to it, readjust.
And that's one of those things you see, though, with an older wrestler at these smaller weights, just that strength that he has to be able to lock in like that. Tim did a great job kind of staying back, staying wide, but Cosen was able to keep that in there, and he still was able to kind of keep his hips and he's just kind of in control, taking his time, waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, and they're going to award 3. I think the difference, some might say, why now? But I think the difference is he's got control of both hips. And now Tim's got to be a little careful. They're going to say stalling on Cosen. I think they're saying he's got to work up in that position and come off the hips and legs. We're down to a minute here in the second period. Cosen with a commanding 10-0 lead as he goes back to work on top, stops that first move.
A lot of work here by Tim to get out of this. Cosen has been out of the 4 or 3 minutes we've been wrestling. I think he's been on top for about 2:45 of it.
No doubt, and I think the big thing too, you're going to see it here, but I was just going to talk about seeing the Rebels this year. You better keep your arms forward because they love arm bars, and just as I say that, Cosen runs an arm bar right over Tim's ear. Tim doing a pretty good job, but Cosen readjusts. He's going to try to get his hips down.
He's got 20 seconds if he can get there. Tim doing a great job.
Yeah, this official in the past has called a lot of potentially dangerous, so that's been his MO in the past, and we see that here tonight. This is going to be a 14-0 lead. His coach is saying be smart here. One more turn would make a technical fall, and I'm sure they want 6. Down under 10, Coaston reaching under. He's going to try to dive under, maybe get a cheap tilt, but the referee is going to call another potentially dangerous.
4 seconds to go here in this period.
Coaches are saying, let's let him go here. This is smart because that's going to give him an extra point and give him a little bit of wiggle room to maybe set something up to get 6 here in the third period.
And it just prevents anything silly happening. There's 4 seconds left in the period. Just let it go. Let's go to period number 3. And we'll see what happens here.
Choice goes to Tim. He's going to take top. Now this is some Bill Belichick-esque thinking here because he's going to take top to give him 1 for an escape. So that way, that 1 that Coaston just gave him kind of negates itself. But
first time Tim's had a chance to be on top to make some moves here. We'll see what Tim can do.
Yeah, Tim with a good crab ride, digging underneath there, working his way to a crossface. But Coaston content in that quad pod. But
I think the thing you see, too, when you're watching wrestlers who have wrestled a lot of matches, older wrestlers, just how calm everything is. No matter what happens out there on the match, and you can see with Coaston right now, he's in no rush. He knows exactly what he's got to do. He knows he's got a significant advantage right now.
Yeah, Tim, again, just following, doing a nice job, but Coaston got 2 hands to a leg. He's going to come around for a 2-point reversal. And he knows he's got to work up this time because last time he was called for a stall, but that's going to be it. 16-1. Caleb Coaston, your technical fall victor over Shane Tim. That's going to sway our pendulum in the team score here. That's going to make our team score, oops, I put it on the wrong one. It's going to be 5-3. In favor of DGF.
We'll see who they send out now as we get ready for 121.
All right, so we have, they're bumping their 114, they're bumping their 114 pounder up. For Minnewaska, we have Landon Schiffler. And then for DGF, we have Jacob Schmitz. So Landon Schiffler and Jacob Schmitz.
And neither side of them are waiting. They got right into it right away, 20 seconds into the first period.
My apologies, our bracketing is not being updated as quickly as they are wrestling, so we'll do our best here. But like you talked about, Trev, Minnewaska not afraid to bounce around weight classes a little bit to give themselves an advantage.
And there
right
you
away,
go.
yeah, Schiffler with a nice little heel pick. He's going to take a 3-0 lead over Sam Schmitz, and he goes right to a catch cradle, but Schmitz keeps his head up. Boy, these guys are getting after it right now.
Yeah, they are. The first couple matches, it felt like they were kind of waiting each other out right there. Schmitz able to get a reversal, get back out on top.
Yeah, this Schmitz, he's been around for a little while too. Several Schmitz have gone through this this DGF Rebel lineup. Schmitz a 19-6 record. Schiffler a 26-8 record. Both guys quality wrestlers here.
But you can see with the team stuff, it's always amazing watching how you can move your wrestlers around, try to play your matchups a little bit. You got Coaston at 114. You got Schiffler right now. He's traditionally the 114 for the Lakers. Moving him up to 121 to try and hopefully maybe get a win here over the Rebels.
Yeah, that all comes down to that early match flip. I'm sure a lot of people wonder what in the world are they talking about out there, but sometimes I know in the duel next door here between Perm and Thief River Falls, that flip, talking to Coach Dave Vetch, was very important in this duel. So we'll see how both these shake out. You can see this team score being a 5-3 difference in that team score being a 5-4 difference, but wouldn't expect anything less here.
First period comes to a close. Schiffler still leading 3-2.
Looks like we're going to go back on our feet here. Both guys showing the ability to get to the legs.
Well, if it's like the first period, give it about 3 more seconds, and they'll be wrestling around here. They'll be on top of each other. They didn't wait very long in that first period to get going.
Yeah, the way they've adjusted calling stalling in the last couple years has really promoted offensive wrestling, and just changing the takedown to a 3-point takedown gives a little more of an incentive to get after it and try to score points.
On both this period, it kind of feels like they're trying to feel each other out a little bit more. A little bit more hands on the head. Just trying to find, there's a shoot right there.
So
nice
reshot,
job that time.
Really nice shot, reshot there by Schmidt, and then ultimately Schiffler with a go behind, and he goes right back to work from the top position, trying to get to that crossface cradle.
Just a really nice job by Schiffler that time, just being quick, playing offense to defense, back to offense right away, getting back on top, getting to work now.
It's a good way to put it. I mean, both these guys are working hard. Both these guys expect to win this match, and we're down under 45 seconds here in the second, and we have a 6-3 lead for Landon Schiffler. Schmidt's got to find a way to get to his offense here. You can see him digging an underhook in. Now he's got head position.
.20 seconds now in the period.
Like to see Schmidt move him a little bit more, get him moving, get him off balance. There he's going a little bit.
We'll see if he tries to kick that leg out or something like that, as you're saying, to get off balance.
Referee says we're dancing. Let's go back to the middle with 10 seconds here in the second. There's a little shot attempt fought off by Schiffler.
Head to the third period. 6-3, Schiffler on top.
This is an interesting spot here, Trev, because if Schmidt can come to his feet here, cut it to 6-4, and then a takedown wins it for him if he can do it here. I know the majority of the match has been Schiffler in the driver's seat here, but
well, we'll see how long, does Schiffler want to keep down there? Does he let him go? Because you can tell Schiffler, he has an advantage with that speed, and you've seen that a few times now. How much does he want to stay wrestling like this, or does he want to try to just play a little defense and try to catch him on top, and there he cuts him loose just like that?
For sure, and if I'm Mr. Schmidt, I'm picking up the action here.
You got to start taking it to Schiffler a little bit. I think he's kind of wrestled on Schiffler's terms, and he's got to get on the offense.
See both guys, some heavy collar ties, pushing, pulling, snapping, getting there. Schmidt fires off a shot. He's cracking it down. He steps over that bottom leg. He's got to continue to work. His head pops out. That should be 3. He's got hip control.
There's the 3.
It's awarded. Now Schmidt takes a 7-6 lead with a minute remaining here in the third period. He's going to climb up, take his turn on top, see if he can put a ride together here.
And that's where we were just talking seconds ago about cutting him loose and trying to play a little defense. Schmitz was able to go in there and get it. He got the 3-point takedown, and he takes the lead 7-6.
So they're going to call stalling on Schmidt here because he had that leg trapped forward. He's got to let that leg recover. One of those goofy little rules that...
We'll see if Schiffler's got to get out of here. He's got to get out from underneath here with 45 seconds to go. See if he can get up and out. He's got to get that point.
Schmidt is a hammer with the arm bars. You can see him digging that elbow back. He has a good way of stopping that first move and getting to work. But the one thing he's got to watch, there he works out to the side a little bit. A stall call from the top position would tie this match at 7. But Schmidt looking pretty busy. We're down under 20.
Schiffler's got to get to his feet here in 19 seconds to see if he can stand up.
Now he's working a little half series. Schiffler up to his base. We're under 10 here. Schiffler tries to hip over. Now he's got a little space, but Schmidt, a nice job with a breakdown. And that's going to be a big come-behind victory for the Rebels. Sam Schmitz victorious over Landon Schiffler, 7-6 with a come-behind victory. We may look at this match later on, Trev.
I think that's one that the Lakers are going to look back on, too. I think they kind of are moving. They moved their 114 up to 121. And there was a little bit of daylight there for him to escape, but then Schmitz was able to bring the hammer back and knocked him down, and they just rode it out the final 6 seconds there.
Absolutely, and I believe here we're going to have another Schmitz.
So Jacob Schmitz and Alex Adams. Alex Adams for Minnewaska, Schmitz for DGF.
Jacob Schmitz, a sophomore, 4-10 record. Alex Adams, a sophomore, with an 18-14 record. Adams with an early takedown.
He had a very aggressive match in that first match today as he was taking on the road crew. He won his match earlier.
Putting a good ride. He's clawing underneath there. Putting a lot of pressure. Both these teams have done a great job from the top position. Not just riding to ride, but going to work on top. And you can see with a minute remaining here in the period, he says, let's go up on our feet again. Shot from space by Schmitz and a reshot by Adams. He's going to turn the corner for
Adams.
Another three.
Was able to get around there. We'll see if he can get something going here. He was in this position just a few seconds ago, and he cut him loose.
Ooh, and there he buries a deep wrist half, and that's going to be all she wrote. Alex Adams with a fall for the Minnewaska Lakers over Jacob Schmitz, and that's going to put them up 8-9 on our team score here. I don't think that score is going to sway too much back and forth, Trev.
I have a feeling it's going to be a back and forth match going the rest of the way here. And it is going to come down to who can get the 6 points, who can get the fall, who can get the 5-point wins. So we'll see where they go.
Yeah, this is going to be, you can see wrestlers waiting to see who's going out, but
we go to 133 here. And you can see we got our Bruce down there. He's writing names. He's moving guys around.
So for Minnewaska, we have Austin Schuler. And DGF, we have Dawson Holben, both juniors. Austin Schuler, a 19-16 record. Dawson Holben, a 9-15 record. And you can see Holben with an early takedown, and
he's deep in there. He's trying to get him flipped here. We'll see what happens.
This would be a huge victory for the Rebels in a toss-up match. It looks like, to me, Trev, they're going to try to bump up their stud Wildman, okay, and try to put him on Mr. Lubke for our next round here. That could be a pretty highly contested ranked match.
Couple of top five wrestlers. Lubke 4 at 139. Wildman 4 at 133.
Wildman made a nice run at the state tournament into the finals last year, but here we are, 3-1 in favor of Mr. Holben from DGF.
We'll see what Schuler can do. Schuler, looks like Schuler's been content to let Holben do most of the attacking.
Yeah, oftentimes when you get to your ties and you hang in your ties, bad things can happen. But there's a shot from space, fought off by Holben. Nice duck under there by Schuler.
Beautiful move by Schuler to take 3 points right at the end of the period, too.
Yep, those points that you don't give up and escape at the end of the period, you take those with you, and Mr. Schuler takes a 4-3 lead into the second period.
And he almost kind of looked like he lulled him a little bit. He kind of looked like he was just kind of content. Was able to do that little up and under move and get underneath, and was able to make a nice play.
For sure, and we kind of talked about that too. There's another quick off the whistle, low single fought off by Hoban, but when you hang in those collar ties and you sit there and sit there and sit there, your weight naturally goes, and here we go, Trev. We're going double underhooks. Headlock thrown by Schuler. That's going to be a takedown.
And he's going to go, he's looking for more here.
Hoban doing everything he can, trying to bring that arm to daylight, but this is tight.
Schuler's in a great spot here. Hoban doing everything he can to try and keep his shoulders up, but.
Oh, there it is. Schuler with a big pin for the Minnewaska Area Lakers.
Schuler,
and Hoban.
It was just the power he had to be able to flip that. He had the double hooks underneath him, and he just flipped the hips and tossed him, and a big win there.
Absolutely, that's one of those toss-up matches both teams want. Okay, and to give up 6 and get 6, it might be the difference.
So that's a couple of back-to-back 6s there for Minnewaska, so that's a big one. So we'll see who they march out now at 139.
I'm not sure we're going to get the one we want.
That's Lubke for DGF. Lubke a quick 3 right off the bat.
So this is going to be Braden Erickson, an 8th grader for Minnewaska, against Jacob Lubke, a senior from DGF. This Lubke name has haunted a lot of teams in Section 8AA for a while. Very put together individual with a 33-3 record. Braden Erickson, an 8th grader with a 13-3 record. You can see Lubke is just very, very confident in everything he does, but here we got a minor clock issue.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We'll see where Minnewaska, if they're going to send out Wildman.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because if he weighed in at 133, they can only bump him one weight, so I'm not sure if.
Well, maybe our weights are a little off. Maybe he got something. Maybe he's got a little nagging something. We'll see. We're still working out a clock issue here.
Technology, for the most part, has been okay today.
Looking at our other mat, Yellow Jackets right now on top. They're in the 133 match. They're up 10-7. That's also being streamed right now on 549 Media, so you can kind of hop back and forth.
Looks like we got everything straightened out. We're down to 8.4 seconds here in the first period.
Well, we've had 1:59. We've had 12 minutes 40 seconds. Now we're down to 8.4. Now we're at 0. So we'll see. They might just want to keep it on the floor.
Great crowd here at the Hive, Trev. I mean, I know it's not quite the finals, but teams like Thief River Falls and Minnewaska and DGF traveling well. The Perm Faithful always fills this place nicely.
And it's one where I keep looking out, and more and more people are filtering in. So just kind of a fun day, just a really fun day. If you love wrestling, if you love being around, if you love supporting local athletes, this is a really great place to be right now. A lot of great wrestling happening.
Yeah, and you know, so much work goes into a tournament like this, but there's no place like home, right? As a fan, as a Yellow Jacket fan, we love having it here. Love being able to bring it to you guys all over. Give you guys a chance to get a first-hand look. And here we go. After all that, 1:24 remaining in the first. Lubke with a 9-1 decision, and he is going to neck wrench Mr. Erickson, but he works his way to his belly and back to his base. He's going to rock him back and bury a wrist half, pull him forward.
Erickson doing a good job, just not letting Lubke kind of take him where he wants to go.
I think, too, the thing you got to think about, Trev, is who's his practice partner? It's Mr. Wildman, probably. So
most likely.
He sees pretty high-level competition every day in the room, and it shows when, especially being a young gun. And here Mr. Lubke tries a rock back and buries a half again with an arm bar, and that's going to be 6 for the Rebels. Jacob Lubke doing what his team needs him to do. bringing another 6 points to the Rebels.
So 15-14 now is your score. Lakers still leading. We'll see who they march out now, 145.
This 145-pound match is brought to you by the Perham Area Community Center and OK Tire. All right.
So Wildman's coming up to 145.
Yeah. He'll be wrestling Drew Martin from DGF. Martin, a junior with a 14-9 record. Wildman, a junior, 34-2. They must have weighed Wildman in a weight class higher today. That shows you that strategy that takes place, but I know he needs a big victory for his team right now to get them back in the win column.
Well, and we'll see to go, because if he's been traditionally at 133, that's a big jump, you know, to go all the way up to 145. So we'll see kind of what happens here if he's wrestling up a few classes. That can sometimes be a tough jump for these kids.
For sure, and I know after watching Wildman last year a lot, he is just a very, very quick twitch wrestler. You know, it's very deliberate with his pulls, his pushes, his shots. Everything's got a reason, and you can see a little bit on display there. There's a quick little misdirection duck under for another 3-point takedown. He's going to take a 6-1 lead, 6-2 now.
I think he knows exactly what he's doing right now, too.
Yep, he's attacked both legs. He's back on another 3-point takedown, trying to climb the ladder and get some near fall. He still has the leg split.
– 9-2 lead there. 27 seconds left in the period.
As a fan, that Lubke Wildman match would have been a fun one.
I wish we would have got it. That would have been exciting to kind of watch. They're both very aggressive wrestlers. Would have been nice to see kind of how the defense would have worked out and how the offense would have worked. But as you're talking about Bill Belichick, you know, Minnewaska recognizing they have to get some points up and down the lineup, and so they moved one of their better wrestlers up to 145.
And that brings period one to a close, a 9-2 lead for Miles Wildman. Looks like Martin is going to defer. Wildman says, let's stay on our feet. You're seeing a lot more neutral choices with the 3-point takedown, Trev. Just guys not having to take down to get that point and a takedown later on. We're going to go stalling on Martin. There, Wildman in on another nice single leg, bringing two hands to the leg, exploding to a finish.
Wildman is quick with that. When he wants to go for that single leg, that is a hard move to stop. He is quick to go for that leg.
Yeah, and oftentimes you see some younger wrestlers go to the one hand to a leg and one hand to try to finish, and then they get countered, where if you bring two hands and get it locked on that one leg, your chances of finishing that are so much higher.
12-2 now, Wildman on top. We'll see if he can get a flip here, try to get him on his back. Or how content he will be just to ride it out for a few minutes or a few seconds.
Here he's going to roll a wrist under, do a hard crossface. There he's going to run a little butcher. He's going to hop over the top instead of doing your typical run around the front. Hop over the top, get him to go, and now he's got Mr. Martin in some trouble, and there is the fall.
So there's another 6 points for the Lakers.
And that's what you expect out of one of your hammers in your lineup. Miles Wildman doing what he needs for his team.
Well, that's why they moved him up. You know, you send somebody else out against Lubke, you give up the points to Lubke, but then you march your guy out at 145.
And here we go. This is the biggest lead so far in the duel. Minnewaska takes a 21-14 lead in the team race. A lot of jockeying around, figuring out who's going to register who first. This looks like they're going to throw out Thureen, I believe. but I'll wait to hear for sure.
So with the weights shuffling, the Lakers moved Isaiah Rosario up now to 152.
He'll be taking on Ben Thureen from DGF. Rosario, a 21-13 record, a sophomore from Minnewaska. Thureen, a 21-15 senior. So these guys are bookends when it comes to their record on paper.
Thureen had a nice match in the last round. He's a big, thick wrestler. He's a big, thick kid. He did a really good job, just being a lot bigger, just thicker than the other guy across from him last round. So we'll see kind of what happens, because he is a little bit bigger than Thureen, as you can see there. He's just got a little bit the shoulder. Thureen's a longer wrestler.
Yeah, Rosario with a nice double leg from space, running his feet to the finish. Thureen's going to come to his feet. Little foot sweep attempt there, and there will be no escape. We come back to the center with 45 seconds left here in the period. Rosario going to go optional start. And our neighboring mat, the Yellow Jackets and the Prowlers are locked up at 10 apiece, just like we expected that duel to be a barn burner, but Thureen comes to his feet here and gets an escape. We're 30 seconds away from period number 2. Thureen likes to dig those underhooks in. There he works his way to a single leg over to a double, and he's going to finish there. He's got to step over those legs. Rosario got a hold of him, and now he's in a position to step over, and he's going to collect 3. Wow, Thureen had Rosario dead in the rights, but Rosario kept wrestling and worked his hips over for a takedown of his own.
And just a really, really wonderful way for Thureen to end the match, or end the period there. It looked like he was in trouble all of a sudden. A quick flip here, and he's back on top. He takes a 6-1 lead now heading into period 2.
Yeah, that can be demoralizing a little bit. You do all that work, you do everything right, and just as you're going to get it awarded, it gets taken away from you, but that's wrestling.
Well, and wrestling, it's all angles. It's all trying to figure out where you can lean and tilt and go this way or that way. And Thureen just kind of left that back door a little open, and Rosario jumped it.
I like what we're seeing here. These guys are scrapping. This is fun. A lot of pulling, a lot of smacking, a lot of moving.
And it's just kind of trying to find that little weakness. But you can see Rosario, he's a physical wrestler. And he's trying to get in there and use a little bit of that size.
Thureen gets back to that underhook that he had some success with.
Well, that's where he got the big takedown just a few seconds ago in period 1. He just couldn't quite finish it and get the points.
Here we're back into double unders. Rosario almost invited him in there just to make things interesting. But I can bet with a minute left here in the second and the third period here, we're going to see those double unders come to play again.
Well, Thureen's going to have to make a move here. He's down 6-2. 50 seconds left in the period. He tried to go for one there.
Yep, Thureen dives underneath, maybe looking for a Kelly dump here. But Rosario continuing to wrestle. He's going to put his head in the hole, and now he's going to work to a near side cradle that he has locked. This could be dangerous.
Rosario did a great job just keeping that wide base and never stopping his feet. We'll see if he can run him here.
Yeah, he worked Thureen's leg over top of his hip. That doesn't feel very good from the bottom position, Trev.
I can't imagine what he's trying to do. Thureen's doing everything he can. Thureen's got to hold out for about 18 seconds here, but he's getting worked right now.
It's pretty impressive that he hasn't gone over yet.
That leg, he's doing the best. He's just got to hold it for 9 more seconds.
There he's getting some near fall. He looks like he got a 2 swipe from the official.
Thureen's doing a good job holding that back ankle of Rosario's.
It's like he's going to get 2 points near fall, which is going to put Mr. Rosario up 9-2 as we head into the third period. And we're going to have another, there the clock got fixed. Rosario says we're going to go neutral in the third. I stand corrected. It's 11-2.
We'll see what Rosario can do. He had a really great opportunity there if he was trying to get 6 points for his team. But as it stands, he's up 9 as we head into the third period here. Doreen's trying to get him down. He got the leg. He kicked it. But Rosario keeping control of the leg. No points yet. They're still rolling around. We'll see who can come out on top here.
How do you score on this guy, Trev?
Thoreen? Or Rosario?
He's just been a counter machine. Thoreen still trying to hip across.
He does. Rosario's just done a great job keeping that wide base, and Thoreen's having a really hard time. It's a lot of space, a lot of room to have to run around the top there.
Yeah, he can hook the leg here, but he's got to get his other one out, which isn't going to happen on this position. But referee's going to go stalemate here shortly, I imagine.
We got to get some moving here, and we'll see where they go. And now they're going to call it. The DGF coaches are a little upset about that, but I don't know how you can.
Yeah, they let him go a long time in that position.
And there wasn't a lot of offense happening anymore, so they'll pick them both up. 50 seconds in the period, 21-14. Match so far leaning towards the Lakers. 11-2 right now with Isaiah Rosario over top of Ben Vereen.
If it stays this way, it will be a major decision victory for Rosario. Vereen still has a whizzer in at this point, so there's no takedown awarded. Now it's going to be 3. Yep, so they're going to, big difference there. He gave up that whizzer, went for a headlock, and that's when the 3 was awarded. So that's going to put Rosario up 14-2.
And they're going to put Thoreen down. Probably a smart idea. I think Rosario's going to let him up.
Go optional start here. He might try a near side cradle again. Try to get 3 more for an extra team point. There he tries to go for it, but Thoreen knows it's coming. He goes for a neck wrench. If he hips over here,
he's got a big wrench in there. Oh, they're going to call a safety.
Yep, so that's a new rule last year, Trev. Anytime at all there's any pressure to the neck of a wrestler in any position, it's stopped immediately, which I think everybody can nod their head and go, yep, that makes sense.
It just makes sense. Tough break there for Rosario. He had it. He had a nice. He just had to get those hips going a little bit.
Yep, he's going to try it again here. He's probably going to go near side cradle and then work to that neck wrench, but Thoreen says, I'm going away from it. Now he's in on a single of his own.
Only 5 seconds left here, so.
This is how it's going to come to a close here. Isaiah Rosario with a 14-2 major decision over Ben Thoreen, and that's 4 more for the Lakers. And that's going to bring our score to 25-14 in favor of Minnewaska.
We'll see now. This is where Minnewaska really struggled last match. These middle weights. And I think if you start looking at this DGF squad, this is kind of where they start marching out some of their more of their talented top-end wrestlers. So we'll kind of see where things go here. But Minnewaska, it's been a good couple of rounds here as they head into 160, up 11.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just seeing DGF a couple times this year, they are thick in the middle, top middle end, and it could get interesting. I surely believe this match is nowhere near over.
Absolutely not. So we'll see who they send out here.
All right, so we have, for Minnewaska area, we have Caleb Asher. Asher, a sophomore, 8-24 record. For DGF, Cooper Friend.
And they're just going to.
So, yeah, it looks like we have
match.
A medical forfeit for Cooper Friend from DGF. So that's going to give 6 points to the Rebels. Now, the reason you do that instead of staying open, Trev, is because if you forfeit a weight in the section tournament or beyond, you have to forfeit that weight beyond. So you medical forfeit, so you send a wrestler out to actually wrestle that match. So it looks like now at our 160-pound match, we are going to have Jude Bailey from Minnewaska, a sophomore, 21-8. He'll take on Xander Deutsch, a junior from DGF with a 17-10 record. Oh, I apologize. We are up at 72.
Up to 172. So the 160 was the medical forfeit. So now we jump up to 172. Minnewaska still leading 25-20. Not many matches left, so with the scoring now as we get into these last couple of matches here, it's going to get pretty interesting here with only 4 tilts left.
Absolutely, and again, we talked about it early, not seeing much of the Minnewaska wrestlers so far. As I say that, Bailey in on a nice sweep single, and referee calls potentially dangerous. Xander Deutsch has wrestled some really, really tough matches this year. He's beat some quality opponents, and he's been fun to watch. That is his typical tap-and-go double leg takedown that you're going to see several times today. That's his bread and butter. He'll take a 3-0 lead over Jude Bailey. This would be a huge win for the Rebels, just for momentum, getting them going into the 189-pound match.
Well, and especially because there's only 3 matches after this. So if Minnewaska can figure out a way to get this one here, it's going to put a lot of pressure on some of these weight class, the next 3 weight classes for DGF, because they're going to have to start scoring some points.
Absolutely, and DGF has TJ Fuller at 215. He's
Top
a
10
top
wrestler.
10 wrestler we've seen, and there's another go-behind takedown for Xander Deutsch with 25 seconds left here in the first period. He's now got a 6-1 lead with under 20 seconds left here in the first. Deutsch doing a good job controlling the wrist. He's content to try to finish the period on top, but Bailey, just when you say that, goes for a spladle opportunity. It looks
We'll
like
see if they get a point.
I think they're at least going to give him 1. Usually when there's a controversial reversal, they'll say, we'll give you 1 for an escape. That's my bet, but I've been wrong more than I've been right.
I think the 1 point would be a nice consolation prize. That was a nice little move there. So we'll see what they do here.
No points. Oh, they did give him the 2-point reversal. Wait.
So it looks like they gave him the 1 point.
They gave him 1? Okay.
Or did they? Well, because now the scoreboard is saying 6-4. So we'll see kind of here.
Should be 6-2.
Would be, if they're giving him just the 1, it should be 6-2. We'll get her squared away here. We'll find out in a second.
I think they're going to roll with it.
So 6-4, that's a nice way to end your half. We've seen that now in the past couple of rounds.
So are they must have, there's Deutsch in on another double leg, rolled through by Bailey, but Deutsch sticks with it. And he just, if you let him do that all match, he will. He now takes a 9-4 lead. They must have given Bailey the reversal and 2 near fall. Or just,
well, Deutsch
I'm not sure what they did.
Deutsch kind of got lucky there. The period ran out, though. He was in a bad spot.
Trouble.
Yeah, he was in a bad spot.
You can see 9-5 as Bailey gets led up to his feet, and Deutsch in on another tap-and-go double leg.
Deutsch is an aggressive wrestler. He's really taking it right to him.
He kind of wrestles in a phone booth. He's fine just duking it out in the middle circle, but you're going to see him reach up high, tap, and he'll hit that double leg until you stop it.
It's just basically a perfect form tackle. That's what he's going for every time. We'll see what Bailey can do. Bailey tried to go for a shot there. It kind of looked like he tripped over the mat.
Yeah, it was kind of a shot from space that was telegraphed a little bit that Deutsch was able to down block and go behind. That gives him a 12-5 lead here as we wind under 50 seconds in the second period.
We'll see what Bailey can do. Bailey's going to need to try to flip something. He did last period. We'll see if he can kind of flip it here. He's in a good spot.
If I'm Deutsch, I might be thinking about cutting him loose here.
Let him up and let it go and go get your takedown again.
Deutsch staying on top, doing a good job, smothering the hips.
30 seconds to go in the period.
He's going to have to work out to the side here. There's the stalling on the bottom. Deutsch saying, all right, let's go. 12 to 6.
You can see that takedown coming. He wants to go for the double leg.
And he gets it again. This time for almost some near fall, but another 3-point takedown for Xander Deutsch on the edge. We go off with 7 seconds left. That brings the lead, I believe, to 15 to 6.
That's got to be frustrating as a wrestler. You know what's coming. You know you can't stop it, and you know that double leg takedown is going to come for you.
Looks like things are getting a little heated next door, Trev. We wouldn't expect anything less between the Prowlers and the Yellow Jackets. But Deutsch is going to finish the period on top here and take a 15 to 6 lead into the third period.
We'll see what
Bailey will have choice. He takes top.
Bailey's in a tough spot here. It'd be nice if Bailey could ride this one out. He doesn't want to give up more points than he has to, but he's going to have to do his best not to get taken down.
Yeah, usually if a kid takes top, they got something in the closet they want to dust off. But
Bailey hasn't had a lot of chances either to go on top. He had that one chance right at the end of the first period, but after that it's been mostly Deutsch's match. He's been going for that takedown. He's been able to get it. So we'll see Bailey can try to get on top here and actually have a chance to work some moves.
Yeah, Bailey working a nice head lever there. He's got Deutsch flat on the mat, but Deutsch worked back up to his base a little bit. He's getting hand control. Bailey flattens him out.
Deutsch is such a compact wrestler. There's a lot of, he's a big dude, right? And he's not a super tall guy, but there's a lot going on there. So we'll see what Bailey's having a hard time kind of getting him rolled over.
A lot of power there.
Trying to get the head underneath, trying to flip him, but he just can't quite get underneath Deutsch at all.
There's a stall call on Deutsch. He's not making too much of an effort to get away. I will say the bottom position, Trev, is not a great place to try to stall a period out, and you can see Bailey had an arm bar. He tried to run it a little too quickly, and Deutsch slipped out of it. Fresh start here.
Bailey knows he's got a 9-point lead right now. Just don't do anything silly. You don't want to get caught in a bad position and you give up another 6 points.
I think the DGF faithful encouraging Deutsch to get an escape here. You can see he tries a little crossover. Bailey returns him to his belly.
Bailey's going to have to make a move here. Only 45 seconds left. He's running out of time if he's going to try to get him flipped over here and try to get some points.
Yeah, it's tough on the top position. If you haven't had a turn attempt already, you almost got to go on your feet and see if you can make something happen. But we're down to 30 here in the third period. Now Bailey cuts him loose and he starts digging for underhooks. Tries a lateral drop, but this could be interesting. He himself is in a lot of trouble. Deutsch caught him, and that's the fall. You can see the Minnewaska bench.
He got his hooks underneath, but I think he kind of got a little lost. He got there and he didn't know what to do. And Deutsch didn't need any time, and he went for it, and Deutsch got 6 points. That's a big win right there.
That's a big swing. I know he had the major pretty much locked up, but 2 extra team points as we get into the 189-pound weight class. Could be interesting.
So we'll see who they march out here.
It looks like Minnewaska will send out Sawyer Erickson, a sophomore, 12 and 16. He'll take on Caden Larson, a junior, 22 and 13 from DGF.
Erickson got a big pin in the last match.
Well, and Erickson, a big framed individual here. And he's got He's got Larson in a world of trouble right now in a cradle.
Larson's-
Larson reaches over.
Larson's flailing everything he
He's
can.
going to pop himself over, and now he's got Erickson in trouble. Erickson Bridges works his way to his belly. Let's see what happens as the dust settles here. So he gave a reversal in 4. And you can see Larson turns him over again. And he's pinned! Holy smokes! What a pin by Caden Larson. I think Erickson thought they were going over off the mat, and Larson settled in for 6.
Yeah, I think he was ready for them to go back up, and they're going to take it back to the middle, and he kind of might have gave up on 1 second, and the referee decided to go for the pin. So that's another big 6 points. So now, taking a look at the mat, 32-25, DGF jumps ahead by 7 with just 2 to go.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to send out, we're going to do some jockeying here.
Because we should be up to 2:15, right? Are we at
Yes.
the 2:15 match? Okay.
So it looks like DGF's going to send out Cole Julin, a senior, 15-6. Minnewaska is going to send out Jack Payne, a junior, 11-10. So this tells me they're going to bump up TJ Fuller to heavyweight.
And I would imagine we'll see Fuller. If they need a win, Fuller will be coming out. If DGF can pull ahead on this one and keep it within, if they keep the lead here, we'll see what happens. It'll make that final match a little interesting. But this 2:15 match here, this is an important match for Minnewaska.
Yeah, you could just, the last 2 weights, you could just say that escalated quickly for Minnewaska. I mean, you're getting major decision, you go for a big throw and end up getting pinned, and then at 189, you get the initial takedown to some near fall, get flipped over and pinned. It's just, the highs and lows of wrestling are why I love the sport so much.
Well, and it's amazing when you're watching it, kind of how many weights you have to go through to get to where you're at, and how the ebbs and the flows and the swings, how it kind of all evens out towards the end of the match.
Absolutely. There's going to be a 3-point takedown for Julin on the go behind. A quick escape by Payne. If you're Minnewaska, you got to make something happen here.
Minnewaska is going to need to try to get as many points as they can. You're down 7, and DGF kind of holding that ace in the hand at heavyweight.
There's a nice little throw by Payne, but Julin slips by, and he's going to get a 3-point takedown to go up 6-1 with just under 10 seconds here in the first period. There he's going to bury a half Nelson, and this is bad news for Payne. Julin's got him locked up pretty good, but Payne's got one shoulder up, and that's going to come to it's going to bring the first period to a close just in the nick of time for Mr. Jack Payne.
10-1 is your score heading into the second period.
Looks like Julin's going to take down in the second period. Payne trying to reach for a double. Julin brings the hips to the party.
Julin having just a really nice match here.
For sure, and another clock malfunction. Looks like we accidentally put 20 seconds instead of 2 minutes up.
We'll see what Jack Payne can do here. It'll be interesting because Jack Payne's, he's really got he's going to have to get aggressive here. He's down 10-1, and he's against a wrestler that's kind of been in control most of this match.
For sure, you can see he goes back to that double leg, trying to turn, but Julin gets a hold of that single. He's got hands locked. You're going to see Julin work up to his base, take a big step here. Now he's got Payne elevated. He's going to go out the back and catch Payne on his back. He's going to work him over.
Julin has just been calm and cool and collected this entire match.
And this is going to be trouble, and there is the fall. DGF with 3 consecutive pins to make your team score 38-25, and that takes it out of reach for the Rebels as we head into the heavyweight match.
So we'll see who they send out for heavyweight, but DGF is going to advance to the final.
So I know this is TJ Fuller for the Rebels. And this is Eric Bowen. This is Eric Bowen, a senior for Minnewaska with 11-24 record. TJ Fuller with a 24-6 record. Earlier on the last stream, I talked about the depth of this 215-pound weight class. The reason I say 215 is because both of these guys are weighed in at 215, and Fuller with a big headlock. He's got Mr. Bowen in trouble, and that is it.
Fuller not taking too long, just 27 seconds there in the period. And a big win here for DGF. Things looked interesting for DGF, but Minnewaska there, the last couple of rounds, DGF made quick work, and they're going to advance the section final again this year.
Yeah, you just got to tip your cap to them. They didn't panic when they got down early. They knew if they could get to, we talked about it, that of the middle upper weight classes, and they could handle their business, and they got 4 consecutive pins to walk off to a 44-25 victory. What a match, Trev. That's what we expected out of the semifinals.
It was a great match, and I think the final score doesn't quite say it, but it was a close, tight match there. But when you're wrestling, and just like in any sport, there's those highs and lows, and there's those ebbs and flows, and DGF was able to kind of capitalize on a couple of them. When they got out, they could have had 3 points or 4 points. They came away with 6 points, and that's kind of the difference you saw on that one.
Absolutely, and not to look ahead too far, but DGF has had some great duels with both of these other teams. On the mat next to us, we're at 160 pounds. Perm with a 20-10 lead, but I feel like that duel is far from over. You can join us on the 549 Media Network on another stream. We'll stream the finals on a different stream here, so make sure you look for that one. Any final words, Trev?
Just a great day of wrestling. It's been a lot of fun joining you here on 549 Media. Follow Minnewaska and DGF, and I can't wait for the final, whether it's the Yellow Jackets who are hosting tonight. They're the 1 seed. Or it's Thief River Falls. The Prowlers, the 4 seed, they're wrestling right now. They're at 160, so a lot of time left over there. Check that out on the other stream. And if you're in the area and you're watching at home, come on down here. It's just been a great afternoon. It's going to be a lot of great wrestling still here throughout the night.
Yeah, one final thank you to all our sponsors who make this possible, and we'll see you in the finals. Have a good night.
You've been watching 549 Media. Don't miss a moment. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications at youtube.com/@549media. The plays, the energy, the excitement, it's all right here with 549 Media.